100 years from now, when my great-great-grandson is interviewing your great-great-grandson in this chair, are they going to be having a similar conversation about Russia and their power in the world?
100 years from now, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting question.
I mean, geopolitics would say yes, there's still these three major players. Now, maybe that could phase out, I guess, because we don't know what's happening with technology in the future. But geopolitics would say, like you said, Russia is the controlling force in Europe. And
well, it's the controlling force in Europe right now.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know what it's going to look like in 100 years. And the sanctions that have been put in place now are designed to hurt Russia 25 years from now, not necessarily right now, which is why you've seen the Russian economy bounce back. I feel like there will be some interesting conversations to be had. The world of geopolitics might look very different. Frankly speaking, Germany's commitment to rebuild its army, to become the largest military force in Europe, that was an announcement that I think was met with fanfare and praise. But let's not forget how many wars have started from Germany. So we may see a different power structure in Europe in 100 years, where a very broken Russia, after all of this damage really sets in for them, where a very broken Russia is just not able to compete with a very determined and very capable UK or potentially Germany.
Okay. Just final questions. Putin, he's a former spy
KGB,
like
yep.
you, KGB. What's your hot take on Putin that we don't? What is he really like? What does the world not understand about him, his motivations, and how does this play out after he leaves us for whatever reason?
Yeah, so Putin wants you to underestimate him. It is a straight up spy playbook move. This is spycraft 101. You want people to think that you're unstable, stupid, physically or mentally impaired. You want people to think less of you, because then you have the advantage. When people underestimate you, they ignore you, they belittle you, they trash talk you, whatever, that is them putting themselves in a superior position above you, which is a vulnerability, because now you have superior information that they don't have. So they're making all of their decisions from a place of flawed data, and you are not. So when I see coverage about Putin, I see him sitting in his seat with a big grin on his face. Very happy to see that the media is talking about how he has brain damage, or see the media talking about how he's going to be unseated from within by his own people. Like, he wants you to underestimate him. If anything, it's been 9 months of underestimating Putin, and here we are, still grinding away at a conflict, still making accusations and claims, and you still have 13 million Ukrainians who are refugees from their own country. You have 100,000 deaths. Let's not forget that back in, June, Ukraine was saying that they had killed 80,000 Russians and that the Russians had only killed 14,000 Ukrainians. It wasn't until just a few weeks ago that that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for the US came out and set the record straight and said that they basically had equal attrition on both sides. That's Putin sitting there saying, hey, look, world, Ukraine's been lying to you. The great, honest Ukraine has been lying to you about how many Russians and Ukrainians have died, right? He's letting people do what people do, because he knows people are predictable. That's spycraft 102. Human beings are predictable creatures. He wants you to underestimate him, and he knows that eventually, with time, we're going to degrade our faith and our commitment.
Okay, and as much as the world demonizes Putin, Putin's successor could be much, much worse.
Could be way worse. That's the thing that really scares me, is who's going to take over if Putin is taken out, or if Putin is unseated from within. It's going to be because some hawkish leader thinks he's not doing enough. That's a terrifying thought.
The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.